Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the fourth live show on marketing as a part of pre-event of upcoming Social Media Day Gujarat. We organize Social Media Day on 30th June since 2016. This year, we are going to have an online panel discussion with industry experts. I will share the details for the registration after the end of the show. Today, we have Dr. Vivek Ranga from IPS Ahmedabad. The institute is associated with us and an academic partner for the Social Media Day Gujarat. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Isha, for inviting me on this occasion. Thank you.
Dr. Vivek has a 20 years of teaching experience in IBS Ahmedabad as a marketing faculty. His teaching interests are in B2B marketing, retail management, and marketing communication. He is actively involved in institution building activities with industries in India and the Middle East, Africa, and Europe and USA. His paper was selected in Wharton Business School in the USA, which he presented in the June 2017. He has been twice awarded Best Teacher of Institution Building by IBS Alumni Federation. We have a well-renowned marketing training expert among us today. He shall equip us with the profound knowledge that give us the insight to what media planning is. Welcome, sir. Sir, my first question is to you is what is the media planning?
Yeah, thank you, Isha, and good afternoon to all the audiences who have joined live with us on Facebook. So the question you're asking, media planning, is an interesting thing. Now, Isha, before I reply on what is media planning, let us understand media comes very costly. And having a media for your business, for your product and services, it carries a huge cost and it impacts on your bottom line. So media planning basically is a process in which you identify various medias, you try to understand various medias according to your need, according to your target customer, and the process in which you try to schedule various campaigns to different medias. And more importantly, in today's time when the media is fragmented, you try to create a appropriate combination and you do a allocation of your media budgets. And this entire process is done very systematically. It's called media planning. There are a lot of softwares available which enables you to understand and to create an appropriate combination of the media allocation. So this process is called media planning, where you plan out your media campaigns across various medias. Yeah.
So, sir, what exactly we need to identify while planning the medias?
Yeah, I think it's very important to understand what is your product and what is your product and who is your target customer for your media. Once you are very clear on these two aspects, and I'm sure when every businesses knows their product and their customer, is a lot of things done to the in product development. But where is that customer available? Who's my customer and where is available? So if I'm coming, let's say for a product for youngster, selecting a newspaper may not be a right media for me. If I want to have a product like a TVS scooty or something like a bike, I need to see what is the youngster, what kind of media they're consuming. So important for a business is to understand the customer, what are the media habits of your target group, and importantly is how does the cost of hiring that media would yield my business results. How much it will generate in terms of awareness, how much it will generate in terms of inquiries. To do that effectively, you're not only looking at always to generate sales. Your objective could be to create awareness also for your product, service, and these are the things you will depend in which you will hire media. Now, it could be different when you're looking at a global businesses, or you're looking for a national brands, or you're looking for maybe a local brands. So when you look at these three perspectives, you're also looking at what is that scale. You want to go within a state, whether you want to go across the country. And I'm sure many of us would have seen things like happening like Vodafone changing to VI, the merger of Vodafone and Idea. Now that was a kind of national campaign. Now the objective here was to create a lot of awareness that Vodafone doesn't exist and it's merged entity now. now. So now the objective of the campaign was to create an awareness nationally, and that's the reason. If you look at the criteria to hire the media was to create awareness. So you look at on the basis of your customer and basically what is the objective of your campaign. Yeah.
Okay, so basically we need to identify our target audience, where our audience is. We accordingly we need to choose our media. Right. Sir, what is the right way to select the media for local businesses?
Yeah, local, what will happen is local, you would not end up in getting like a television media today because it's a national release. You end up in wasting a lot of, and it comes expensive. Although you have very, very interesting options available today. You have vernacular channels available in terms of television. You have newspapers available. So you need to look at, again, I would go back, where is your target audience lying? So if I'm a market, let's say if I'm a wafer brand, let's say in focusing only on Ahmedabad market or maybe a soft drink market brand, if my target market is Ahmedabad, I may look at a media which is local centric, because that gives me not only cost advantage, but it also gives me a better reach, better impact in terms of reaching out to the customer. So you will look at where is your majority of your population would lie. So I think that's very important. I would also say that important for local businesses is, I always tell my students, 5 C's are very important while you look at the local business. One is you always have a concept, because you see a lot of local businesses are flourishing. So you have a concept, you know your customer. In fact, local businesses have done wonders, because they come up with a product which is very, very right according to the need of, because they are the best people to understand the taste. So you know the concept, you know the customer very well. Important would be what is the kind of cost you want to spend and what is where you want to do that, because ultimately I would always say marketing more than creativity is balancing this cost, because you should be able to balance. So the third C is cost. Also the communication, how are you going to create communication? There are bad products but good communication would sell, but then there are good products with bad communication would fail in the market. So if these 4 C's are right, the fifth C is taken care, competition, because ultimately you are trying to do, and I think there is no product, no services are there where competition is not there. So the first 4 C's like concept, customer, cost, and communication is managed well. Your fifth C is taken care, competition. People usually want the businesses to start focusing directly on competition, but I think there is much more prior work required to before you get into competition. So 5 C's are my advice to the local businesses. Yeah.
So as we have seen, as you mentioned, the power of vernacular language. We have seen multinational companies are focusing more on the vernacular language, but the local businessmen are not opting for the vernacular language. So what is the reason behind it? What are why they are hesitating, or what is your take on this? They should leave that hesitation.
Isha, I just missed out because we had a power cut, so I'm on a mobile data. Could you please repeat the question?
Sir, we have seen that the multinational companies are market their product in the vernacular language, but as compared to the local businessmen are hesitating to promote their business or promote their product in vernacular language. So, what are the reasons behind it? Why they are hesitating, or is there any way that they can leave this hesitation?
I think this is a myth more than that you can't build brands in a vernacular language. I think Gujarat is a host of a lot of excellent brands which are not only known in Gujarat but India and globally also. You have many examples. I don't want to name few because there are many. So I don't want to miss out any one of them. So I think that's not there. I think important, again, I'll reiterate that where is your customer lying? And you may have an excellent product, but if your customer is not able to connect with that, what is you're going to do? So I think more than important than the language, gone are the days where we used to say, you advertise your brand in Times of India, you can build a brand. No, I think that doesn't hold true now. So I think important for you is, can you connect? I think we don't make friendships even if you don't connect. So how can a product would be sold to a customer? So I think, and you rightly said that, even the multinationals have understood that, if I have to sell a McDonald's in Ahmedabad or Rajkot, I need to talk about the language. Okay, whether it's you're selling it in Rajkot or you're selling in Madurai, I think I need that local connect. So I think that
Yes.
becomes very important. I think connect, the language is an absolute bond. We're not talking about the language, but we're talking about the bond. And I think no other part way you could have connect better than language. So I think you should not have any myth or any preconceived notions about that. Yeah. Yes, of course, it could give a visibility. Like you would see a lot of Gujarati or vernacular newspapers, you would have an English recruitment ad happening. Yes, when you have things like on objective like a recruitment, yes, that gets better highlighted. Or you see matrimonial ad, you suddenly find in a Gujarati newspaper you have in English, so that creates a visibility. So that to that extent it works out in case you want to get really differentiated, you want to get it highlighted, because noticeability is also very important parameter in your when you're hiring a media. So if it gets noticeable, you would have, it breaks the clutter. So if I'm an
Right.
English channel, if I do an Hindi ad or vice versa, I think that noticeability is there, you can break the clutter. So possibly for that extent it's okay, but if you want to really correct a connect, I think you should talk about the language of the soil. Yeah.
Right. So we have seen we have two like traditional versus digital marketing channel. So marketers are not able to balance between these two. So how can they balance between these two channels?
I think a lot of confusion is happening. A lot of my students keeps on asking, that traditional media versus electronic media, but I always keeps on emphasizing that it is an additional thing happening today. We are not talking about either or. We are not talking about
Yes.
traditional or emerging. I think the better
Right.
way is I'm talking about a combination of media. So I need to be there in the morning newspaper when somebody sees at the household, when somebody gets into a car and he sees a hoarding of the same product, when he tunes into a radio in the car, he gets a reminder. When he gets into the Facebook in office or maybe at workplace, you again are reminded. So I think what has happened today, the traditional media, the options have increased. We're gone are the days where we had Ramayana or Mahabharata programs like 80s, where you place your brand there and you have the visibility. Because of the cable television revolution, you have multiple channels have been available there. Earlier it was only Doordarshan, so plethora of channel options increasing. So that is what the traditional media. Emerging media is much more today. I'm sure many of us would not see a television. Many of us may not see a newspaper, but I think there is no day where you're not logging in into the internet. So I think emerging media is taking a lot of attention, a lot of engagement is happening. I think because of the emerging media, the effectiveness is better measured, the efficiencies have increased. So I think important is how do you build over the emerging media in your media plan, and how are you taking a combination along with that? You'll be able to relate. So I see something on a Facebook, and if I would see an outdoor hoarding of that same brand, I'll be able to rather connect very well. Earlier, the marketing rule was only, you dikta or bikta. So you create a lot of awareness, you have a good celebrity, awareness would be created. But I think we are moving to awareness to engagement. And I think that the emerging media, as you call electronic media, builds up much higher. The measurements are much possible better in terms of the wastages are less. You can your ability to target your audience is much more precise. You can do that, and that's why emerging media gives you a lot of option, which traditional media has some limitations there. So I think the combination is very appropriate today when you're talking about, and that's what the leading brands and even the small businesses are using. Like you could not have thought of hiring a Star TV or maybe a Sub TV and running a campaign, but today if I become an entrepreneur and if I start launching my any product or service. Yeah, Isha, I think we lost in between each other.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Due to power cut, lost.
Okay. Yeah, we can continue. So we were talking about having electronic media. So I think the combination of traditional media with electronic media really create better effectiveness in terms of the media plans. Yeah.
So we have seen that the businessmen have the typical mentality that this business only runs on the traditional way of marketing, and this kind of business are made for the digital media. So what is your take on this? How they can balance with both these channels. We have a diamond industry, we have textile industry. They have this typical kind of mindset that we have to run our business on the way of like पुराने जमाने का जो वो लोग लेके आए हैं वही तो. What is your guidance, like what is your take on that?
Yeah, I think more than the businesses, I need to think the business needs to think where the customer is. I think the customer profile is changing today. You know, the way we do a shopping, perhaps our early generation were not doing. The way I study.
Sir, am I audible, sir?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Isha. I think again a power problem at your end.
Yes, sir. That's
Yeah,
okay,
yes.
sir.
So I was speaking that you need to be there where your customer is.
Right.
That becomes very important. And I'm sure with the kind of smartphone revolution, with the data revolution, I think the customer is there online, and you need to be there at least. Yeah.
Yes.
So at least if you're not even thinking as of now, but you can create your presence, because customer is going to look at, and you need to look at what the consumer behavior process, you know, get awareness, you make perhaps not buy there, but again to evaluate, you would go there, you know, like even if you go to a hotel or something, you would want to go to the Facebook page, look at that, how is that resort or how is that restaurant, you want to see and evaluate, and you not only want to see that, but you evaluate your decisions based on your digital presence. So I think today it's would be desirable that you create your digital presence for whichever brand, whichever service is going to be, because the buyer media habits are changing and they would like want to go there. So at least don't have a preconceived notion that this would not work. I think you're talking about very unrelated business also. I teach to my students that how Volvo in Europe, although the buyers were the fleet owners, you know, and they've used effectively digital media, because what they realized, even the purchase decisions were done by individuals, but they had an influence of family and friends while they were buying trucks. So I think that is the kind of extended influence you need to understand while you're looking at, you know, so you need to look at who is your buyer and what is the kind of influence today a buyer would have. You know, today, no, I think everybody knows today in buying out a car, how much influencing decision a kid is playing, you know, to take a decision on financial, how husband and wife are equally responsible to create that decision. So I think we need to understand where the buyer is and what is the kind of influence the buyer has. Yeah.
So the selection of the media is very important. What point to be considered before the before any selection, media wise, any specific KPI that we need to keep in our mind?
Yeah, this would become very important, because you need to look at this gives you a, you know, this makes you evaluate that what is your performance metrics in terms of the amount you're spending and what is how much the business objective is been running. So I think there are there are metrics for each media, like when you talk about specifically, you want me to talk about only the digital media?
No, sir. So both.
Okay. Like when you're looking at metrics in like say newspapers and all, you know, looking at what is what is the reach of that, what is the circulation of that thing, and what is the kind of return on ad spend you're getting, you know, on when you're looking at this traditional media, whether you're looking at television, whether you're looking at print, when you're looking at something like electronic media, you need to look at what is the reach. And there are measures, you know, the click-through rates, the bounce back rates are there, what is the kind of followership has been built up. Now this will give you an idea how much your brand is able to reach to the audiences. I think these are the metrics which we need to look at, and this will give effectiveness becomes very important that you're not only being talked about, but people are going and trying to engage with your brand. So these KPIs will give you a direction, and each like today you have Instagram, you have Facebook, you have Twitters. Like if I need to look at if my brand on Twitter, I need to look at a KPI of what is the kind of followership I would get, what is the kind of like I would get, what is the kind of comments I would get, what is the kind of sharing I would get. So how much I'm able to engage with my target audience. So these are the kind of KPIs which will be much more effective, much more equips me as compared to traditional media. So that's what gives you a lot of where is your audience is coming. The analytics will also give you a direction how much, where is the audience coming through, how much time they're spending through, what has been behavior while they've been on their page. So these are the very effectively which enables your more prudent spending in your marketing spends.
So your tips for the local business owner?
Yeah, as I said, that 5 C's could become very important in terms of understanding, because the local would be, you would have a lot of clout over what is the kind of customer you would have. I think once you have these kind of clear understanding for your local thing, you need to look at the cost, and I think no need to go gaga about spending on communication and all. See where you could reach. Can you start a little small way? And I always keeps on saying that every local business, when they want to get, everybody has a very strong view that they want to be different. I think there's enough scope being there that you can still be one of the brand or one of the options available in the market, and still you can make people happy. So that is what I think Maggie has taught us to be different, but it's important that you reach out rightly in the product market. So I think there is scope for a big market. You need to look at how can you create market. I think the best examples we have, like where the markets are created today. Talk about examples like Divya Bhaskar, or maybe I don't want to name anybody, but there are a lot of product categories where markets are created. It's not only an approach which I will snatch the market from an existing pie. I think the developing market becomes important today's consumer is very, very rational. They are very objective oriented, and there's a lot of information available. They can evaluate. Today when you go to buy something, I'm sure you're much, much more equipped. You've done a lot of research available on the internet, whether you're buying a car or whether you're buying a cooker. So you are very much equipped. So I think you need to present the right information. Yeah.
So थैंक यू वेरी मच सर. आज हमने बहुत अच्छी बातें सीखी मीडिया प्लानिंग के बारे में. और अगर आप ऐसे ही मार्केटिंग के लिए, ऐसे ही मीडिया की ब्रांडिंग की बातें के लिए और भी अगर आप ज्यादा एंथुसियास्टिक हो, तो 30 जून को हमारा सोशल मीडिया की हमारी इवेंट होने वाली है. तो आप रजिस्टर करवाए आफ्टर दिस इवेंट, आफ्टर दिस टॉक शो. हम कमेंट में मैं आपको ये लिंक भेज दूंगी, तो यू कैन रजिस्टर फ्रॉम दैट. थैंक यू सो मच सर फॉर योर वैल्यूएबल टाइम.
Yeah, thank you, Isha. It was wonderful to interact with you, and the audience is there. Thank you. All the best. Thank you.